Garfield's secret recipe. So over here, pan over the ingredients. That's what we have. So right now we have a box of lasagna. So we need more ingredients. So first ingredient is gonna be chicken flavor, fried onions, tomato paste, any type, American or ricotta cheese. We didn't have ricotta, so we did choose American. Crushed tomatoes, and pre-cooked sliced carrots. You do need to cook them beforehand because they don't cook in the oven. Thank you. Started. So we've already cooked the pasta. So there's the pasta, multiple layers. So we've cooked it under 8 minutes with salt and water, and you have to cook it about under 8 minutes because you don't want it to become too mushy and too soft. So we've also already pre-oiled our pan with some olive oil. And now we're gonna pour in bell peppers. Now we're gonna place our spinach. Get all that in there. And now we have our summer squash. Mix that in a little. Then we have our olives. Get all that in. And finally we have our mushrooms. Now all we gotta do is mix that up together, make it nice and even. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna saute all these vegetables, and yeah, just mix them around together, make sure they're even. And make sure when you saute your vegetables, you don't want them fully cooked. You want them to be at least half cooked. So just keep it going here until they're half cooked, and we'll see the results. So our vegetables are ready and they're sauteed. So to make the vegetables flavorful and not make them boring, we're gonna add some more ingredients. So we're gonna add some soy sauce, just a little bit of lemon juice, and of course a tiny bit of salt. So let's go ahead and add a tiny. And we have our lemon juice. And then we have a little salt. I'm gonna pour that on our hands, sprinkle it a little. And then we'll mix that all up together. And once you've mixed that up, now we're gonna move on to our turkey meat. So, in our turkey meat, we're gonna add onions and celery, as you guys saw. And then that's all for the meat. And we're gonna let that cook for about how much ever time you want. And now you also have to add all these ingredients to make the meat very flavorful. So, you have chicken powder, curry, garlic, some lemon pepper, some ground ginger, some basil, oregano, and finally some turmeric powder. Okay. Now all we gotta do is mix that up, and we have our meat. We just gotta let it cook. It is pretty hard to mix, but you know, we'll get the hang of it. We'll try. And once you're kind of through with the ingredients, now we're gonna add some tomato paste. Sauce. And then this is the tomato paste, or crushed tomatoes. Also, you should add some tomato paste, because this is just tomato sauce and crushed tomatoes. It might look like really bad right now, but trust me, it's fine. Once this all cooks, it'll be very delicious. And after you're done mixing it and you think it's thoroughly done, let it sit and cook. So, our turkey meat is cooking right now with all the ingredients. And so what we did add more, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic, a bit of fried onions, any brand you like. And then we added half a cup of water to that to let that cook more. So now we go over here, and what we're gonna cook is our white sauce. So this is flour, and we're just trying to mix this up a little so it has a little bit of a toasty feeling and it's all grainy. And then after that, you're gonna add the butter, the flour, and a little bit of salt to this milk. And then that's gonna be your white sauce. So you've prepared everything and you're ready to put it all in the oven. Set your oven to 400 degrees. So we've got the lasagna, and right now that's all the tomato, and we're gonna just spread that across the pan beforehand, and that's the lasagna we're gonna put on top. So now we have our white sauce. I'm gonna put a little bit of that. It might be like this at the start, just mix it a tiny bit so that goes away. And now you're gonna spread it all on your lasagna. Doesn't have to be super even, just something to put it all in. And now that you have enough white sauce, you're gonna spread it with whatever you want. This is what we're using. And now we're gonna put some mozzarella cheese on that. Just a little. Alright, and now we go to the meat. And we're gonna put a little meat on the lasagna. Spread that. And now that that's all spread, we're gonna go ahead and put on some vegetables. And after that, you're gonna put a little layer of cheese. Doesn't have to be good placement, just enough to, because it's gonna melt anyways, so you don't need to be perfect. And then lots of cheese. Now that you're done with that, I'm gonna add another layer. And you're just gonna keep simultaneously doing that until you get a pretty good story of lasagna. So we're gonna put more cheese on that. now we're gonna put some mozzarella cheese on there. Now after you put all the cheese on, I'm gonna put a little bit of meat on that. And you keep doing this process until you're satisfied with your lasagna there. And now you're gonna spread that again. I'm gonna put on your vegetables again. Now that your lasagna is done, you're gonna put foil on it, and then you're gonna poke some holes, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're gonna let that sit in there for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, you're gonna poke bigger holes in it, and you're gonna place that in for another 30 minutes. Alright guys, that was your lasagna. Hope you enjoyed. Hi guys, so we did try out the lasagna and it was very good, very delicious, but there was one thing we could have done. It did turn out a little bit mushy, as you can see. So the solution to this is to put less white sauce and add more cheese. And also, when you put this in the oven for an hour and a half, for the last half an hour, you want to uncover the tin foil so it cools down a little. But yeah guys, overall, that was really good for lasagna, and you should definitely, if you want, you can put it to a higher temperature so it's not as mushy, as you can see. But yeah, it's very good. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's very good and delicious, and I'll see you guys next time.